good, mate. Are you listening to us on the net, are you?
I am, yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
I've just seen a really interesting video on YouTube. It's from the Senate estimates.
Hang on, stop, Glenn. You've just seen an interesting video, and then you said it's from Senate estimates. Nothing that happens in Senate estimates is interesting, Glenn.
Well, this one's actually had 489,000 views in a week, so
wow.
It's literally had more views than any Senate estimates video in history.
Yeah, okay. Tell me about it.
It's the Workplace Gender Equality Agency, and they're being asked some really, really basic questions, and they just kept saying, "We don't have the data. We don't have the data."
Who are they asking? Sorry.
They're asking Libby Lyons, who's the CEO of the Workplace Gender Equality Agency.
Yes.
Really basic stuff like, what's the gender hours gap? What's the gender safety gap? And she's saying, no, we don't have the data. We don't have the data. But the point is, she does have the data. It just doesn't suit her ideology, so she's refusing to answer the question.
Have you got a link to this you can email me?
Absolutely. It's called What About the Gender Hours Gap?
Okay.
It's had, as I said, 489,000 views in about 8 days.
And when they're talking about the gender hours gap, what are they referring to there? I mean, I've heard of the gender pay gap and this sort of thing. What are they talking about, the hours gap?
Okay, the hours gap is, on average, men work more hours than women.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to talk about that. All they want to do is look at their annualised salaries and say that men on average are earning more than women.
I see. Oh, okay, right.
When you look at the hours, it totally destroys their argument.
So it's a bit like the tennis pay argument, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, they're desperate to not have people see the data that on average men are working more hours than women. There's also another interesting video, and it's called the gender safety gap. And again, they refuse to look at that data because it kills their argument.
Because we're saying, generally speaking, men are in more dangerous jobs, exactly, and there's a higher accident, death, disability rate for them because of their forms of employment.
Yes, because what this taxpayer-funded agency are trying to say is that there's a conspiracy for that companies want to pay women less than men. And they can't name a single company that's ever been charged with paying men more than women. And they've been in office for years. All
right. Well, I tell you what, Glenn, if you can send me the link to some of that, I'd be more than interested in watching it. So, look, thank you for raising it to my attention. I'll have a look at it, and then I might have something to say about it once I've seen it. Thank you for that. If you need to get my email address, I'll just pop you back to Dale, and he'll sort that out. Mike, good morning.
The same thing.